Well, if Port Vale do manage to stay up, it would be one of these stories of the season. John Brady's side have given themselves a fighting chance with recent wins against Peterborough and Rotherham. 12 points from safety, though, with 5 games remaining. Makes this a massive ask. Gary Caldwell took over at Wigan. They were 22nd in the league. Another campaign in League One is in the bank, though, with 3 wins from 3. Well, this could be an early chance, and it will be for top scorer Joe Taylor. But the best that he is able to do is put that over the top of the bar. And goal number 12 for the campaign will have to wait. Took it just that bit too early. And sends over the top of the bar. Well, momentum building very nicely for Gary Caldwell for the next season. And that is what every single manager is looking for as you head towards the end of the campaign. Once, of course, you are safe. Wigan chasing, trying to deliver. They won't find a way beyond Campbell. But they have got themselves a corner here. That's a decent delivery and a very good chance. It's headed over, though, by Morgan Fox, who was craning his neck to try and get there. Had to stoop a bit and was unable to direct it towards that top corner. You could see exactly what he was trying. John Brady looking to pull off the unlikeliest of escapes. Hernandez rolling back the ears and escaping towards the Wigan penalty area. And Archer feels a push from behind, but the referee here, Elliot Bell, doesn't show any interest at all in that. This was very nice indeed from Hernandez. Lovely spin away from trouble. Fed it through. Was this enough contact? Not for the referee. Brown was doing his best to try to bring that under control. And Wigan navigate away. Here is Callum Wright, who's been in excellent goal-scoring form of late. And Wright's continued his run into the area, and he is well found, and he cuts it back, and it's another chance for Joe Taylor, and he fails to convert again. Well, it was nicely engineered, in between the posts as well, where every striker wants to be. But Taylor can't find a way beyond Gauci. Well, they've put together some really nice moves so far, Gary Caldwell's side. Been a massive improvement since he arrived. Archer is scrambling, he won't get there. Looked after by the Wigan defence. Port Vale looking to produce before the break. And Gordon weaves his way through. But that won't trouble Sam Tickle, who watches it trickle past the post. Well, he got himself into a good position, but he just couldn't finish it off. Well, Port Vale weren't all that expansive in the first half. That will need to change first. A bit of defending to do. And it's Taylor again. And it's the same outcome again. Well, of the chances that we've seen here from Joe Taylor, perhaps the more difficult of them was wider, away from the goal. Angle was tight. But he still would have been hoping to trouble the keeper here. Deep in conversation, John Brady looking to see if there's something he might be able to do to change the direction of traffic here. Archer He's in sparkling form in front of goal, and it required the fingertips of Sam Tickle, who wasn't confident, wanted to make sure, pushes away. Scored those two wonderful free kicks against Peterborough last time around. And he flashes it towards the corner, and he wasn't too far away. Needed that helping hand from Tickle. Well, this is a bit more positive. Hernandez. Gordon is demanding the ball. Eventually is sent his way. Archer, decent ball, good chance. But Garrity can only send it straight at Tickle. Well, at some stage, Port Vale are going to have to take their foot off of the brake a bit. They are in a predicament where really only wins will do. Nice ball in from Archer. Really has caught the eye over recent weeks. Headley driving in the direction of fellow substitute Sharif, and Sharif gets onto it here, and he's had a look to see what's arriving. Well, it was about the best that he could do, smuggled it through towards Crowsdale, who scored some very important goals of late, but it wasn't to be this time. Well, we are starting to see more attacking behaviour from Port Vale. Garrity's flick, and what a chance. Ben Waine is onto it, can't quite get there. And then it's lifted over the top of the bar by Connor Hall. Never really looked as though he'd be able to generate the kind of power there to send it beyond the keeper. It was Waine who had the best chance, but he was well stopped. They were diving in, flying in the Wigan defence to make sure they stopped it. Aimson was pretty crucial. Well, a minimum of 7 will be added here at the end of the game. George Hall breaking clear, delivers a good ball in, but it's smuggled away. And given straight back to Port Vale here. Really trying to ramp things up in the very late stages of this game. Hall delivers, Waine is there! And that is an unbelievable stop by Sam Tickle to push away. How has he managed to get to that? At the very last minute, changes his direction to push away. That was the moment for Port Vale, and it's superbly stopped by the diving Sam Tickle. Ethan Archer. Lifted back into the area, final moment of the game. Well, Port Vale aren't done just yet. With 4 games to go, John Brady's side still have a possible 12 points to grab. But it's all that more difficult now. Had chances in the latter stages here, but it just wasn't to be, and they couldn't force their way through. Wigan had the better of the first half. Joe Taylor in particular, with a couple of goal-scoring opportunities you might have expected him to put away. But neither team able to force their way through. And at full time, it's Port Vale 0, Wigan 0.